If I handed you a tag and one rifle, one box of ammo, no backup gun, no, I'll switch calibers later. No second trip to the truck. Just one cartridge for every hunt you'll ever do. What are you betting your freezer on? Because in 2026, the internet arguments are loud, but the woods don't care. Whitetail in tight Midwest thickets, elk out in the Rockies where the wind never stops, and that moment up north when a bear pops out close enough to make your pulse jump. This is the one caliber problem, and most people answer it wrong. Here's how we're doing it. I'm giving you 6 legit all-around calibers. No fantasy, no sniper talk, just real hunting math and real field results. And before we start, drop your pick in the comments right now. One caliber. That's it. And don't change it halfway through the video, because when we hit number 1, it's either going to confirm what you believe, or it's going to start a fight in the comments. Let's run it. All right, kicking off at number 6 with an absolute classic, the 30-30 Winchester. This one showed up back in 1895. First smokeless powder cartridge built for sporting rifles, and it's been punching tags and filling freezers ever since. You're looking at a 308-inch bullet, usually 150 to 170 grains, leaving the muzzle around 2,200 to 2,500 feet per second. That works out to roughly 1,800 to 2,000 foot-pounds of energy right out of the gate. Plenty for dropping deer clean when the shot is right. Where the 30-30 really shines is tight woods, brush country, fast shots, close ranges. Call it under 150 yards. It's a brush-bucking little workhorse. And in real life, that heavier, slower bullet can be a little less fussy and thick stuff than some lighter, faster rounds. You'll hear the old-timers talk about it all day. A 170-grain soft point through the boiler room at 100 yards, and that buck folds up like a cheap lawn chair. Now, with modern lever evolution-style ammo, those polymer-tipped bullets can stretch your ethical range out to 200 yards, flatter flight, and still safe for tubular magazines on lever guns. You're talking drop around 8 inches at 200 yards with a 150-grain load, zeroed at 100. Manageable if you know your holds. Pair it with icons like the Winchester Model 94 or the Marlin 336, and you get a rifle that's light, quick to shoulder, and swings beautifully in thick cover. Follow-up shots are fast. Run the lever. Clack. Back on target before the echo even finishes rolling. Recoil is just a gentle bump. Great for new shooters. Great for anybody who doesn't want their shoulder wrecked after a long-range day. And ammo. It's everywhere. And usually cheap. You've got soft points for hunting, round nose if you like tradition, or those Hornady flex tip loads when you want better ballistics. Pros, super low recoil for all-day comfort. Fast handling in thick, nasty cover. Affordable ammo that's easy to find. And it's flat-out lethal on deer with solid placement. And yes, it has taken elk too, up close. Think 75 yards, broadside bull, heavy bonded bullet, deep penetration. Cons. That rainbow arc is real. Past 200 yards, it drops hard. This is not your open country reach-out round. Less energy than the Magnums on bigger animals at distance, and it's the wrong tool if you're trying to poke holes at 400 yards. Still, Eastern Woods whitetail, Southern hogs bulldozing through palmettos. This grandpa gun gets it done with zero drama. Not flashy, but it stacks meat season after season. Sliding into number 5, the 270 Winchester, a flat shooting legend since the 1920s. And it's still earning respect today. It's neck down from the 30-06 case, and it throws a 277-inch bullet, commonly 130 to 150 grains. A 130-grain load can be moving around 3,000 feet per second. That's why people call it laser-like. Zero it at 200 yards, and you're only dropping about 7 inches at 300, maybe 20 inches at 400. Energy starts around 2,700 foot-pounds, and it stays over 1,500 at 300 yards. That makes it great for ringing steel, or dropping pronghorn across a big bean field. This cartridge really lives in open country, medium game, deer, antelope, sheep, situations where 400 yards is on the table. Picture it. You're glassing a mule deer on a ridge, wind in your face. You account for the drop. You send it, and that animal tips over without a whole lot of mystery. Bullet choices are everywhere. Soft points for fast expansion in the vitals. Ballistic tips when you want stability in the wind. Bonded cores if you're stretching it on elk. Rifles. Bolt guns from Winchester, Remington, Ruger. Think Model 70 or the Ruger American line. Accurate like a surgeon's hands and dependable when it's raining sideways or the dust is choking you out. Recoil is mild, more like a firm pat than a punch. Good for recoil-shy shooters, and not a bad step-up round for kids moving into bigger game calibers. Talk to enough guides and you'll hear it. Plenty of them swear by the 270 out west. I've heard it more than once. A guy takes an antelope at 350 yards with a 130-grain Nosler partition, clean lung shot, barely even twitched. Ammo is easy to find, not bargain bin cheap, but reasonable. Pros: that flat trajectory for longer shots, moderate recoil, versatile loads from varmints up to elk at sane distances, and it's widely available. Cons: it's not the hammer you want for grizzlies or moose past 300. It just doesn't carry the same authority as heavier calibers. Ammo usually costs more than .308, and in super thick brush, it can be a little zippy for close work. But in big sky country, the 270 Winchester can make you feel like a confident shooter without needing a PhD in ballistics. Now we're at number 4. Time to turn the dial up. The 7mm Remington Magnum, a 1962 powerhouse built for reach and precision. It launches a 284-inch bullet, typically 140 to 175 grains, and it runs about 2,900 to 3,100 feet per second. Energy starts near 3,000 foot-pounds, and it can still hold 1,800 plus at 400 yards. Trajectory stays impressively flat. You might see about 6 inches of drop at 300 yards, around 25 inches at 500, ballpark, depending on your load and your zero. This one is built for bigger animals at longer distances, elk in timberline meadows, moose crashing through alder hell, caribou out on the tundra. With bonded bullets or partitions, you get deep drive and reliable expansion without the bullet coming apart. Rifles like the Remington 700 or Savage Bolt actions can shoot this caliber tight. Sub-MOA groups if you do your part, and they help manage recoil too. Think high country elk hunt. You spot a 6x6 at 450 yards. You hold a touch high, impact hits. He staggers 50 yards and tips over. Pros serious long-range accuracy, capable on large game. Plenty of bullet options for different situations. High velocity for flatter shots. Cons: recoil can bite. It's a mule kick if you're not braced. Rough on new shooters, rough on lighter builds. Ammo costs more, and it's not as common as the basics. And on close-range whitetail, it can be overkill and potentially ruin meat. Still, for real mountain hunts or open plains where yards matter, the 7mm Remington Magnum earns its spot. No apologies. Dropping into number 3, the .308 Winchester, the working man's caliber. Been carrying the load since the 1950s. It throws a 308-inch bullet, usually 150 to 180 grains, running about 2,600 to 2,800 feet per second. At the muzzle, you're looking at roughly 2,500 foot-pounds of energy. It stays over 1,500 foot-pounds at 300 yards, with about 10 inches of drop when zeroed at 200. Predictable, pointable, real-world useful. I call it the Swiss Army knife of hunting calibers. Deer in hardwood bottoms, hogs tearing up soybean fields, even elk inside 250 yards if you choose your shots like an adult. And that NATO background matters. Ammo is stacked deep. Every Walmart, every gun shop. You can find hunting soft points, match-grade loads for precision, or full metal jacket if you're stocking up. Rifles are everywhere too. Remington 700, Ruger American bolt guns, or AR-10 style rifles when you want fast follow-up shots on bore packs. Carry one through the woods and it just fits. Like it was made for that kind of hunt. Recoil is a polite shove, way calmer than the Magnums, so you can stay in the glass and be ready if you need a second shot. I've watched guys clean up a sounder at 150 yards, double lunging sows left and right, no flinch. Energy transfer is right in the sweet spot for medium game. A 165 grain ELDX style bullet can mushroom beautifully, drive through the shoulders and not turn the whole front half into soup. Pros cheap ammo that keeps you shooting. Balanced recoil for long days. Works in brush or open fields. Smacks hogs hard. Penetrates well on tough animals. Cons. It starts to sag past 350 yards. Not the flattest choice for prairie dogs at 500. And it doesn't have Magnum level authority for moose at distance or grizzlies head on. But for 90% of American hunting, whitetail, black bear, mule deer, the .308 Winchester just flat works. It's what you grab when reliability matters more than bragging rights. Climbing into number 2, the .300 Winchester Magnum, born in 1963. This is the caliber you bring when you want authority on tap. It fires 308-inch bullets in heavier weights, about 165 to 200 grains, at a spicy 2,900 to 3,200 feet per second. And it can put out 3,500 plus foot-pounds of energy that stays nasty way downrange. Zero it at 300 yards. And you're looking at about 15 inches of drop at 500 ballpark, while still carrying around 2,000 foot-pounds to reach vitals on the far side. This round is built for the heavy hitters. Elk bulls weaving through lodgepole, moose standing over black water, black bears bluff charging out of thick brush. That belted case is about pressure and velocity. It holds speed well. It pushes through wind. It stays confident at distance. Load Nosler AccuBonds for controlled expansion, or Barnes TSX for bone-tough penetration. Either way, it drives deep, like a freight train. Rifles like the Winchester Model 70 or the Browning X-Bolt often group incredibly well in this caliber, sometimes sub-half minute of angle with hand loads. Now picture a coastal brown bear at 400 yards over musket. You dial, you break the shot, and 200 grains hits home and anchors him before he can close the gap. Pros massive stopping power for big animals. Strong long-range performance with serious retained energy. Ammo options from budget to premium. Cons, recoil is real. A shoulder-pummeling sledgehammer. Not for kids, not for flinchers. Ammo is expensive, and the cost stacks up fast. And on a doe at 50 yards, it can be a meat wrecker. You better run solid glass and a sturdy setup too, because this one can jump. But for Western trophy hunts or Alaska brown bear backup duty, the .300 Winchester Magnum carries real authority. And crowning number 1, the .30-06 Springfield, the undisputed GOAT of American hunting calibers since 1906. This legend throws 3 08-inch bullets, from 150 all the way up to 220 grains, running about 2,700 to 3,000 feet per second. Energy starts around 2,800 foot-pounds, and it can still hang on to about 1,600 at 400 yards. Trajectory is practical, about 9 inches low at 300 yards when you're zeroed at 200. It covers deer to the big stuff, all over North America, whitetail in thick alder, elk on alpine benches, moose in the boreal, even grizzlies around berry patches, all inside 400 yards with the right load selection. Light 125 grain bullets for coyotes, 180 grain partitions for elk-size problems, and heavy loads for the Alaska heavies. Rifles like the Winchester Model 70 and Savage 110 style bolt guns are built like tanks, accurate like your granddad's best stories. Recoil is stout but fair. You brace up, and it pays you back with confidence. You can ring steel out to 600 and still take whitetail at 350. A 165 grain Sierra Game King slides through ribs clean. Pros, it does it all. Varmints to brown bears. Ammo is cheaper and easier to find than the Magnums. And it's been proven for a full century in every kind of weather and terrain. Cons: more recoil than .308, more arc than the speed calibers past 450, and sometimes you end up with a heavier rifle. But if you truly had to pick one caliber for life, the .30-06 Springfield is that pick. Versatile, affordable, tough, not hype, just history you can shoot. All right, that's the list. 6 calibers that can actually carry a season. Not internet fantasy, real-world hunting reality. Now I want to hear from you. If you had to pick one caliber for life, one rifle, one cartridge, no switching, what are you choosing and why? Drop it in the comments. And don't just type the caliber. Tell me your game animal. Tell me your terrain, and tell me your max distance, because that's where the truth lives. And if you think I missed the real king, say it loud in the comments too. I read them, and I'll pin the best arguments. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe to Survival Gear Showcase, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. We're keeping it practical, we're keeping it no BS, and we're keeping your safe full and your freezer heavy. Stay safe, shoot straight, and I'll see you in the next one.